Hi, my name is Dan Holwerda, and I'm a member of Lee Street Church. I was baptized here many decades ago, and this church is important to me for a number of reasons, and one being the family history that my family, the Holwerda family, has at Lee Street. I was born in this neighborhood. Both of my parents grew up in this church. Both sets of grandparents attended this church. And my grandfather, Peter Holwerda, was the pastor here from 1939 to 1950. So you take all those things and integrate it together. There's a lot of history. Each time I step into the sanctuary, each time I'm down in the basement, there are multiple memories of growing up in this church and being around family members. I look at the history not only of Lee Street Church, but I think of the multiple churches that used to be in this neighborhood. And for Lee Street to not only be celebrating 100 years, they've done it on the same site for over 100 years. And that's a testament to its members, to its mission. And I think for those of us who have been a part of Lee Street for many, many years, and those of us who have been here for a short time, the importance of history, the importance of knowing who are those individuals, who are those members, who are those pastors that preached God's word every Sunday, that attended, that supported this ministry here on the corner of Godfrey Lee and Martindale and Cleveland. And hopefully part of the celebration that we have will be able to recognize and truly respect and honor those individuals who came before us. And what are some of the values and important things of the church? I think for me, first and foremost, is the pastors during the time that I've attended here have all preached the word. In the sanctuary, hidden now behind through some of the modernization, is we preach Christ crucified. And all of those pastors that I've been blessed to be a congregant member to have done that. The other piece that comes into play is the membership itself. This congregation has always been known as being a very giving, caring, and Christ-centered congregation. The willingness to help, the willingness to support other members during tough times and also during good times and times when we celebrate. And then also a big piece for me as being a part of the Centennial Committee, along with Pastor Joel and Dave Baukamp. And as Chris Mee has written his book, from the start, from that first decade of service until we are today, this church has always placed a major, major emphasis on mission outreach, neighborhood outreach, evangelism outreach, both from a global perspective and within the Godfrey Lee neighborhood. It is an important part of what we do, and it's a very important part of carrying out Christ's ministry for us as a congregation. I can remember one time we had a seminary intern who was in his last Sunday and was getting ready to leave. And I'm standing at the back of the sanctuary and I'm looking down the middle aisle and I see one of the older members of the congregation, frail and probably in her 80s, putting a blessing to that seminarian. She had her hands on his shoulders and was saying a prayer. And to this day, it's an emotional piece for me to see that. But throughout the years here too, just so many instances of individuals who would have health issues and people who are approaching those final days, how supportive the church was, how active the church was in a prayer ministry, and in a very, very supportive ways to individuals who are going through very difficult times.